The screen here. I mean, let me mirror the display. Yeah. So, yeah. So this is Zeeve dashboard through which you can actually see all your parachains in action. You can create as many as you want, and you would see them all here. You can even create individual nodes, and they'll also be monitored. You have workspaces. These are logical entities. You can create as many as you want to manage your different environments or different customers or different use cases. If I go to parachains, I already have one here, which I'll be able to show. But before we go into that, let me log out and show you how to deploy a new parachain. Let me log in using a different account. So this is the new account, so you won't see any parachain here. Now we can create a quick DevNet by clicking this button. It comes with a 15-day free trial. We also extend the free trials based upon the customer request. Now this configuration is a 5-step process, very simple, very intuitive. So the first step is that you upload your chain spec, which is a JSON format file. Every parachain project has one when they create a parachain. Once you upload the chain spec, it would pick up most of the parameters from the chain spec itself. But in case you want to edit some things like the network name, you can do so. You want to add some description here, you can do so as well. And you can select a workspace. If you won't pick any, it'll be default. Then you have your chain spec file here, the daemon, the binary or the image of your parachain. You can upload it from right here. So I have got this parachain template, basic parachain template available here, which I'm uploading. It takes a while, and then the image gets uploaded. Then you have para ID. You can either have it in your chain spec, edit it, or maybe fill it in later. Then you have network ID. You have para protocol ID. You have the environment type. So this is going to work upon Rococo local, which means you do not have any dependency on a public network running for your DevNet, and you are completely independent and operating solely. So which means you would be up and running without any third-party dependency or network connections, though it is not the same when you want to launch on Rococo public network or Kusama or Polkadot. You would get to choose those networks here for your production mainnets and testnets. Then you have the telemetry endpoint. Now this is something which you can put out and publish the telemetry data towards. So it can be the Polkadot public telemetry endpoints where you would be visible on Polkadot JS app as well. And the decimal values for your token balances. And then the unit or the token symbol name. So you can either have it in your chain spec or you can configure it through here. Then the encoding type. So you can change the encoding, or again, it is automatically picked up from your chain spec. Then you have candidacy bond here, which you can type in, or again, it is going to be picked up from your chain spec automatically. We just have to wait for the file to be completely uploaded, and then we can move on to the next step. Now this automation is creating a DevNet. When you create a testnet or mainnet environment through this is fairly, or I would say very complex in terms of order of magnitude of what you see here. And there are several many parameters, which includes creating the chain spec on the fly as well. So you can upload a dummy chain spec or a minimalistic chain spec, but then you can add more parameters and increase the size of chain spec with more configurations and parameters added. Yeah, so this is pretty much uploaded. I can click next. So when I click next, like I said, it's a Rococo local deployment. So it would be running 2 validator nodes as a Rococo local nodes. So these are the configurations commands which you can manually copy as well and run it as on the machine. Though these will be the commands which will be used in the background to run your Rococo local nodes. You can pick the relay chain configs here. In case of Kusama Polkadot, you'll have to pick Kusama Polkadot, and the similar will be happening for those two. And then Polkadot version, we pick Polkadot version 1.2.0. There'll be more releases as Polkadot pushes more releases, runtimes, they'll be available all here. So we use the most stable release and we keep pushing newer updates here for you to choose. When you click next, you come at the parachain configuration. So this is about your collator node. So how many you want to run. In the DevNet, we recommend you run minimum 2. So this option would appear for collator nodes. You can name your node, my collator. You can paste some account addresses you need. Let me copy some from here. And then you can pre-mine some tokens here. Fill in any number. It's a DevNet, so no cost. Then RPC cores. These are some parameters which you would want. So we have enabled cores all because it's a DevNet. Then it's a local chain. The ports, there are certain ports, peer-to-peer ports, DB caches and all, they'll be picked up automatically. You do not have to change them. And then this would be the path in case you need to manually get into the machine and figure it out. Number of in peers and out peers, you can configure them, though it's a DevNet, so you would not be talking to a lot many peers. It'll be your limited DevNet network itself. Then authentication method would be API key based or basic. In the DevNet, we only offer API key based. And you can create another collator. Again, paste an account address for this collator. Again, some pre-minted tokens you would want on this collator address. Rest of the things would remain the same. Telemetry is optional. If you would have chosen it on the first step itself, this would be auto or pre-filled. So it's optional. Then again, authentication method is API key based for this collator as well. Now, one thing to note here is that for collators, there is no RPC endpoint we expose. And it's a good practice not to do so. So I'll move forward. This is your RPC node. So the DevNet configuration or topology is about 2 relay nodes, 2 parachain collator nodes, and 1 RPC nodes. This RPC node would enable you to connect your app to the relay chain or the parachain and then deploy contracts, do certain operations, hit RPC APIs, get transactional data out of it with ease. You can name your node any name you can give. It would be by default supporting HTTPS and WebSocket as an endpoint. In production mainnets and testnets, you would also be able to choose Sidecar as an option, as a bundled installation. So you do not have to additionally install it. This would come embedded. And then again, the authentication for RPC endpoints will be API based. And that is all you have to do. Select the cloud region at will. So you can choose where you want to deploy globally. We can pick maybe Jakarta nearby and submit. At this step, we are pretty much done from the configuration point of view of DevNet. And I like to repeat that configuration for DevNet is minimal. What you would have as an option for testnet and mainnets will be very extensive, too much to choose from, too much to pick and gain control upon. Though we consult you on every step in terms of what you want to choose, and also that is something which we offer as a practice. There are documentation and tutorials available for all these steps. You can access them here. And they can, these steps will help you guide through all the options, what these options mean, what to fill in, how to practice it. And once your network is being provisioned, you would see this dashboard